and take a look at some of the books that I have in my hand. I'm going to give each group a book, and you're going to take it back to your seat and kind of explore it. And when I say explore it, I mean you're going to open it with your group. You might read the book together as your group. Look at the pictures as a group. But you're going to see what your book has or what your book is telling us. After we do that, we're going to come back together as a group, and we're going to see what all of the books have in common. I'm going to show you the books now. So the first book is Thanksgiving Day. The next book is Spiders. The next book is The Honey Makers. The next one, The Milk Makers. And the last one, The Vegetables We Eat. So all of these books have something in common. You have to be super detectives with your group. Look through the book that your group gets and see if you can tell me what your author does to share the information with the reader. Okay? When I say bippity boppity boo, you're going to head back to your seats and explore. When I say ta-da, you're going to come back to the rug with your book. So, bippity boppity boo, you go explore. Ta-da, you come back and we talk about it. We have had such a great couple of days using kind words in groups. For friends who haven't been here, this is your time to show me that you can use kind words with your partners. Friends who were here on Thursday and Friday, pat yourself on the back. You guys did an awesome job using those kind words. Let's see if we could do it again today. Bippity boppity.
Tanner can't see it. It's a how-to book. Okay, everybody how-to book. Oh, Jersey cows. There's a how-to. We can each read.
Sasha, Elise, Medina, and Sahada to put our books in the middle of the rug. Let's keep them so that they're spread out and not one on top of the other so that we can see the different books. One thing I noticed about how Medina put her book down is that she did it very carefully. Medina, why did you choose to put your book down carefully on the rug? Yeah, remember, I think I said it to you guys before, we treat books like they're babies. We wouldn't drop a baby on the floor, so we wouldn't drop a book on the floor. Sasha, why do you think you put your book down so nicely?
Because I know to put my book down so nicely because I have 3
our books like they aren't really important to us and we're just throwing them everywhere, then they will get hurt and nobody will be able to look at those books anymore. Miss Summer, can you just do me a favor and let me see that your beautiful hair? So I gave you a few minutes to talk with your friends about what you thought your book was about. On the board, I wrote writing moves for books. What kind of book do you think your book was? Justin?
How to book?
What was your book telling you how to do?
How to plant vegetables?
Okay. Did it just tell you about how to plant vegetables? Okay. Okay. Sasha, what book did you read?
I read the
Ooh, what was your book?
my book was teaching you about.
It was teaching you about something. What was it teaching you about?
It was teaching us about how a cow in the winter is how a cow every season is different and they're like kind of cows. I know when the cows and so going to farm to do.
So if I'm noticing correctly, Sasha's book was telling us about what cows do, what they make, what kind of different cows there are, where the cows live. So it's telling us all about the cow. Elise, what was your book?
It was about swimming, and all the books were about living things.
All of the books were about living things. Your book was spiders. Can you tell us what your book was about?
It was about spiders and how to make them.
So, the body parts of a spider, what the spider does to make its home. So your book was all about spiders. Sasha's book was all about cows. Who read Thanksgiving Day? Sahara, what was your book about?
Our book was about how to cook how to cook them and celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness. I'm noticing some of my second graders sitting like first graders. I'm going to count from 0 to 5. And when I say 5, everyone should be sitting like a super second grader. 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was noticing when Sahara was telling us about her book, she said that it was telling us about the Pilgrims and the Indians, telling us about the day that Thanksgiving happened. So Sahara's book was telling us all about Thanksgiving Day. So wait a second, we have all about spiders, all about cows, all about Thanksgiving Day. What kind of books are we going to be writing as authors? Sierra. Excellent. We're going to be writing all about books. Now, Justin said something that was very important. He said, Miss Kessler, I already know we're going to be writing how-to. Well, one part in Justin's book was how to plant vegetables. Maybe in the Milk Makers, one of the parts was how to milk a cow. So a part of an all about book is a how to. You are teaching someone how to do something. What else did you notice about your All About books? What else was in there?
They told you what the living things did.
Okay, so the All About books taught you what they were, right? So it gave you a definition. We found out what the living thing was. We already knew, we solved as detectives, that each of our books had to do with living things. So if spiders was the book that you were reading, you found out the definition of a spider. What is a spider? What else did you notice in your All About books, Justin?
They were all fiction.
They were all, remember, fiction is not true.
Non-fiction.
They were all non-fiction. They were all non-fiction, which was, and I'll put equals true. And non-fiction books, like Sasha said, teach us something. Anything else? I'm going to just take a look at one of the books. Since these are all about books, I'm just going to pick up this one. And I'm going to open up to one of the pages. Huh. Okay. Wow. They definitely teach us something. They use a lot of what? Each time I turn the page, I see something different. What do they use a lot of, Alexis? Yeah. They use a lot of pictures to teach us. When you're teaching someone something with pictures, sometimes you use words in your pictures. What do we call that? Very close. It's a diagram. Diagrams. Anything else you noticed in your All About book? Medina?
It's not about what's in the book, it's about something else that we all know.
Okay, hold on to that, because we'll talk about that. I want to know what you think they all have that is the same. But right now we're talking about the different writing moves for All About books. What different things authors do when they're writing All About books. So authors, so far we know the writing moves of an All About book is they do how-to stories, or they tell us how to do something. They all have a definition. What is what they're talking about? They all are non-fiction. They're all true stories. They all have pictures. They all have diagrams. Isaiah.
They all have
Ooh. Descriptions. Great job, Isaiah. And let's get one more, Jasmine. Can you hold on to that for a minute just so that we can continue rolling on? Peter, what do you think? Yeah, and the picture. So the pictures help. The pictures help the reader, and the descriptions help the reader. Summer, you're my last customer. I noticed there were lots of labels. Excellent job. My paper is falling off, which means we have written so much, it's getting so heavy, we're ready to hang this on the wall. I did not do that on purpose. It totally did that on its own. So in Writer are going to be writing all about books. Right now I want you to think, what could be an all about book that you might want to write? I want you to think about that. Alright, I'm going to teach you something new. So your elbows are to the sides of you. If I were to shake my elbows, I'd look really silly. I can see all you shaking your elbows, and you look really silly too. So what I'm going to do is have you put those elbows to your side. And if I say elbow buddy, you get to choose either your left elbow or your right elbow and turn and talk to an elbow buddy. An elbow buddy is someone who is either to the left of you or to the right of you. Okay? So I want you to turn and talk to your elbow buddy about